welcome back. If you're new to this channel, my name is Andrea and this is Dessert First. So today I'm going to be making some white chocolate cherry tartlets. So this is a no-bake recipe, super easy, very few ingredients. So let's get started. All right, so in my bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of whole milk. And then I'm going to add it's like 3.3 ounces. So it's the small box of the instant pudding mix. I'm going to use the white chocolate flavor. So we're just going to dump that in. And then I'm also going to use 8 ounces of sour cream. And you can just put it in there. There we go. And then I'm going to use a whisk, and we're just going to mix this together. This you don't really need to use a mixer for, because the sour cream being as thick as it is, it's going to firm up pretty fast. So just give it a really good whisk. You can see it's already getting thick. Now I've got these little tartlet shells. These are actually a shortbread. You could use whatever kind you wanted, but I just thought these were really cute. So just a little. So it's not going to take very much. We're probably going to have some left over, but I'll show you what we can do with that, if there is any. Okay. So I'm just going to use a little spoon here. And I've got a sheet tray so I can just set them on. So I'm just going to spoon just a little bit into each one. We don't want to fill it completely full, because we're going to put some preserves into it too. So just put a little bit in there. And you'll have to work kind of fast, because this will set up pretty quick. We'll take a little knife and kind of spread around in there. And we're just going to kind of like spread these around. That one just needs to go in there a little bit better. There we go. Same with this one. This one has too much, so we're just going to take a little bit out. Okay. So I'm going to use just some preserves. This is actually a cranberry cherry, so it has a really interesting complex flavor that will be really nice with this. So, but you could use whatever flavors you want. So we're just going to put just a little dollop in there. You could use some lemon curd. That would be really nice. You could also use apricot, maybe some strawberry, maybe some red currant, just whatever flavors you like. kind of have to use your fingers in this just a little bit. If that bothers you, or if you're making for a large group and you don't want to, just use another spoon to scrape it in there. Okay. And you don't have to be exactly precise. There we go. All right, and now we're going to top those off with some whipped topping. I'm just using the frozen whipped topping. I've just let it thaw out. So truly just put it in the refrigerator and let it thaw. Oops, too much. Don't get too carried away. All right. So I'm going to put these in the fridge and let them set up for just a little bit, maybe 30 minutes or so. You could get another, probably, my box of little tartlet shells came 36, so I would probably still have more left over, but I'm going to actually show you how to make it in an actual bigger tart. So, all right. So while my little tartlets are in the fridge firming up, I'm going to make just a little 8x8 tart. This is just the tart pans that have the removable bottom. So I just made a graham cracker crust here and pressed that in. And then I'm going to take the remaining filling and just dump that in there. Now, if you wanted to just make a tart without the little ones, use a bigger tart pan. I would go with probably like a 10 by 10, well, a 10-inch round. And then the graham cracker crust, I just melted 6 tablespoons of butter, 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs, and you can just use the pre-crushed ones if you want, or you can crush your own. And then a tablespoon of sugar. So we're just going to put that in there. I'm just going to use my offset spatula here. You could put the crust in the fridge for about 30 minutes before you put the filling in if you wanted, just so that it doesn't pull, because it will kind of help to, that butter will kind of help firm back up and keep everything in place. So, but if you're in a hurry and you don't have time for that, you can do it. You just got to be a little careful. Okay, and then we're just going to take our preserves and we're just going to pour that right on there. Just kind of spread it around. So probably about 1/3 cup of preserves. And like I said, you can use whatever flavor you want. Since your filling is kind of sweet, I would go with something that maybe is a little more tart, just so you have a balance of flavor, so everything's not just sweet. So there we go. We're just gonna, just like that. Okay. And then we're just gonna top this with our thawed out frozen topping. So you can make really nice desserts and you don't have to bake them. They don't have to take a long time to prepare. Sometimes the best desserts are the simplest to make, so you don't always have to have lots of expensive ingredients. Just keep it simple and be creative. I like to play with flavors and textures, so in all of my cooking. So there we go. All right, so I'm just going to put that in the refrigerator for several hours so it just really firms up. And then when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like. So our little white chocolate and cherry tart has chilled in the fridge, and I just sprinkled a little bit of graham cracker crumb on top of these just to add a little bit of color. I just put them back in the little tray that they came in because they'll travel really nice that way. They're not going to slide around and crush each other. So, and then this was the larger tart that we made. So the 8-inch round tart, and again I just sprinkled some brown graham cracker crumbs on top of it just to add a little color to it. So I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. If you want to see more recipes that are easy, no bake recipes, just click on that subscribe button and like and comment. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Till next time.